and welcome to the 67th episode of Recluse Horror. This is a daily horror movie review podcast. With me again today is Sam.
Hey.
So, just a little background on the project. Back on my birthday in April, I decided I wanted to watch and review a horror movie every single day. I have done so for the past 334 days. So we got an email today, Sam.
I didn't get any emails today.
Okay, Recluse Horror, the podcast that you do a lot, not every day, got an email.
Oh, okay. Was I mentioned in the email?
You were, in fact,
shit.
mentioned
I was going
in
to
the
say
email.
I wasn't interested until I was mentioned, and now I'm going to listen. Otherwise, I was going to be like, oh, whatever.
It's from your mom.
Oh. Why do you do this to me? I don't even have a mom.
You're so mean. You know she's going to listen to
I
this
know
in a
she's
few
going to listen to it. That's why I said it.
Oh, my God. Oh. So Sam said, sorry, not Sam. Your mother said, I love hearing you, but Sam on the podcast is always a special request for me. Okay, I'll let you pass on the rom-coms. Lol. So I don't have to do a rom-com. I was legitimately going to have to do it. Yeah, it's official.
It's canon now.
I was going to do it, Yolanda. And she says she promises not to steal your password and that she loves us.
Okay.
So, thanks, Yolanda.
I don't even remember my password, but okay. I don't know. I forgot all of what happened
on that episode?
Last podcast, yeah.
33366, remember?
Okay. Yeah, that was you. That was your password.
No, I said you could use it as a password, and you're like, not now.
Yeah, I don't know.
Because I blew it up. So
Blew up my spot. You always do.
Yeah. I do. So yeah, today we watched another short film. I'm still sick, as you can almost definitely hear. And it's also my Friday, so I really didn't want to do this today, this podcast, but I've done it every single day, and I'm not going to stop doing it every single day until I get to the end of the year. I just want to sleep. Samuel, the podcast that we listened to. Nope. The movie that we watched was
Halo Brothers.
Sam did decide it's Halo Brothers, and he even made a song about it, and he refuses to record his song.
Uh-huh.
Which is super, super sad.
It's just the Mario theme with Halo instead of Mario.
Not really.
Brothers. Yeah, it is. Sorry, everybody.
It's not. Sam likes to... It runs in his family, but...
Dementia? Is that what you're talking about? Dementia runs in my family? Where you just lose your mind and start singing everything that's happening? That's true.
I mean, functionally, yes.
It's creeping up on me good.
He sings a lot of the stuff that he does, as did his grandfather before him. That's your dad's side, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's right, because that's all the Sams, the many Sams. Yeah, so Sam does that and never lets me record him doing that. But anyway, we do have to talk about this movie. It's called Hello, Brother. And as far as I can tell, it's from 2008. The video was...
I'm sorry, Halo Brothers.
No, it's not Halo Brothers. I know you want it to be Halo Brothers, but it's not. It's
Hello Brother.
It's Hello Brother, yeah. And as far as I can tell, it's from 2018. It's posted on the Austin Thomas Films page. And, yeah. What did you think about this one?
It was okay. I had some problems with it, but it's pretty short, so it's hard to be too hard on it. Yeah. It looks like 3 people worked on it. Yeah. Of no budget. Yeah. It looks like just a location that one of them
probably had access
lived at, knew somebody who lived there. Something of that nature.
Yeah. And the production value is really high.
Mm-hmm.
I think there are some problems with it. Some of the parts of the story are a bit run-of-the-mill, but, like, as far as, those demo reel pieces that we talk about, I think this is an excellent demo reel piece for a lot of reasons.
Mm-hmm.
And it again, it's not just a demo reel piece. So, I don't know, I liked it quite a bit. On that level, on the success of, like, all of the technical aspects, there are some really neat effects. Well, it's really just the one effect, huh?
Yeah, there's only one effect.
The lighting is super great.
I liked the little
details
amount of effect details too.
Yeah,
amount of effect that they used to try to
achieve
a semi-realistic shot.
Yeah,
something that looks real and looks like it could happen.
Yeah.
I was looking at some of the other videos on here.
On that page.
Yeah, and there's like some over-the-top effects.
Yeah.
Which look purposeful.
Right, yeah.
Like,
it's not
like,
trying not to be, it's not trying to be realistic.
Yeah,
or mimic life.
We don't care about this cheap effect. We just want to put it in.
Because we can. Yeah. We're playing with it and...
Yeah, or whatever. This isn't that.
Yeah.
Everything's
this is very polished.
Yeah.
The lighting is incredible. I really liked the lighting. It's very naturalistic, but it's that best case scenario of naturalistic lighting in a horror movie where like it's just a little bit out of the ordinary. It doesn't really draw the attention, but if you're paying if you're paying attention to it, like I said, I'm sick and tired. You can really see some thought was put into it, and they did a really good job of like basically just augmenting what would be pretty normal light under the circumstances while still making it very pretty. And I am a person who does appreciate good lighting above many other aspects. I feel like lighting is one of those things that often gets left behind, especially in short films, and I totally understand it because the equipment is very expensive, and being able to pick up light with your eyes is a lot different than picking it up on film. I'm sure if you guys have ever taken a photo of something you thought was really cool and you take a look at it, like, you know, if there was lighting in it, it might have looked super cool, but when you look at the photo, it just looks weird and flat or like overdone or whatever. So it is one of the harder things, I think, to do in filmmaking, and it was really good in this. What did you think about the cinematography?
It was good. All the technical aspects.
Yeah.
I thought were, good, above par, or on par.
Yeah.
All that stuff was good. There's not a ton I could say about it. I like the mood that it gave. Is probably the only thing I could really say that makes it unique in any way.
Yeah.
Other than, just being, done well.
Uh-huh.
What I would have the most to talk about is just the story.
Yeah.
It was kind of like...
a little run-of-the-mill. A little commonplace.
A bit average to... It's what I've come to expect from watching these short films.
It is a bit, yeah.
There's this thing in my head that I do, which, you kind of do with every movie.
Uh-huh.
But it's so much more condensed on a short film because it happens within, 5 to 10 minutes. So you see the structure really fast, lay out in front of you in 5 to 10 minutes.
Yeah.
Where in a movie, it takes hours. Hours. So when you watch these, you're like, okay, they stopped all the sound and went to black. It's over now. And nothing happened. And that's how they ended, or just weird little things like that. You're just like, oh, here's the short film beat to get to this part. And they're very, a lot of them are very, just copy and paste.
Yeah, it can be. Yeah.
Story-wise and storytelling and pacing, which is
sort of unfortunate. And I'm not specifically talking about the story in this one. I'm just talking generally about the stories and the sorts of stories that you're talking about with the short films. Is that I've said it 100 times, but it costs you nothing to have good writing. And this is not bad writing. I think the writing in this is fine. I think that I think this is another good case of them taking into consideration the level of sort of acting ability that they were going to be able to get out of a short film actor, which I thought was really interesting. Which I thought was really good. It's a good move. They didn't make it, super dialogue heavy or anything like that. It's mostly emoting. And, what did you think about the acting?
It's fine. There wasn't a ton of it.
Yeah.
There's one line of dialogue and it was fine.
Yeah.
I was a little wondering about that and why they even put a single line of dialogue.
Right.
I think it's stronger as essentially a silent film.
Right.
Just thematically. But it was fine. I was like, oh, I wonder if they're not speaking because they aren't a good actor or didn't seem like they could deliver the lines the way they wanted to. But it was fine. Like it wasn't bad.
Yeah. I think it wasn't too bad. But as far as like the writing is concerned, it is very overly simplified, and the story, I feel like, I think I got sidetracked in the middle of that on something, but like so short films, they do have a lot of these stories that are very commonplace, and I understand there's a ton of limitation. So you want to be able to do things that you can achieve. Most of the things that you can achieve are things that are don't involve a lot of actors, don't involve a lot of effects, and maybe not even stretch the actor's abilities too much. So I think these sort of like commonplace, very tropey, like urban legendy almost sometimes stuff that they do, like, the call was coming from inside the house, or, gosh, I don't know. There's a ton of different ones, but yeah, the very tropey sort of thing that they have, I think it's just them trying to play to what they have, because those stories are so common. It's easy to think up like, okay, I have this budget, I have this at my disposal. Like, I can build a story based on this. And the first thing that pops into your head when you're trying to do something like that are those stories, because they're cultural. They're things that we have, like, I don't mean to get too much into urban legends and stuff like that, but like everybody's heard the story about, the call was coming from inside the house. Everybody's heard the story of like finding a dead body in the, underneath a mattress at a hotel or something like that. So those sorts of stories, or like somebody following you, they're something shared by human experience. And it's a cultural thing. It's the first thing that comes into your head. And those sorts of things are generally pretty easy to accomplish in a short film with the resources that a short film can acquire. So it's hard to fault them too much as long as the writing is competent, which in this case it was. There was nothing, like, nobody sounded like they said anything that was like too out of the ordinary.
Yeah, or even what happened.
Yeah.
If anything is just too
classic.
Let's use that. Oh, fine.
Yeah.
I wasn't going to say classic, obviously. But.
Yeah. But yeah, I don't know. The one thing that we haven't really talked about, there's actually a couple of things, one of which is the actual synopsis of the story. We're like almost done with the review and we never actually talked about it.
Oh, it's very regular.
Hello, brother. A guy gets a text message from somebody who says that he's his brother, but he doesn't have a brother. That's all I'm gonna say.
That's pretty much all there is. Spoiler alert.
Spoiler alert.
Not a lot happens. But it's only 4 minutes.
Yeah, it's
or 5 minutes or whatever.
I think it's 5, but it's very short. And the other thing that we haven't talked about before I want to get onto the last bit is the location.
Right.
Did you like the location?
Yeah, I talked about it a little bit. Remember?
Yeah. A little bit. I don't think we specifically talked about it. I thought it was very nice looking. I think it would have been sort of a challenge to light, but maybe the fixtures in that place helped. The actual lighting that was there helped, but because the lighting, I still can't get over how good the lighting was.
It was just a house, white walls. It probably lent itself really easy to be.
But the character design of the place, the set dressing and stuff.
Yeah, was nice.
Yeah, the furnishings and stuff.
It played really well. Like,
yes.
the background played well regardless of how they got it or what it was. If it fit the mood of the.
It did, yeah.
Of the film.
Had a nice color palette, even if it was just like, this is what we have available that happens to fit a color palette, The
overall mood was probably the best part of this.
Yeah.
It's kind of a weird thing to say.
I think there's a lot of movies where that happens, but
just for a short film,
sometimes it can be hard to establish mood,
and for it to be the best part.
Yeah, true.
I don't particularly remember any of the audio, music or anything.
Yeah.
I don't remember it being bad.
I think it was.
I think it just kind of
minimal
blend in, which was I think helped.
Kind of the point. Yeah. Uh-huh. And because there's no dialogue, they didn't have to do a bunch of recording sound, which again is, I think, one of the reasons I've seen a lot of short films that are silent or almost silent, because sound, again, as we've mentioned 700 times on this podcast, is very hard for people who are not experienced to capture properly and to mix properly. So this one, it's very, very contained. What they actually have to record. Everything else can be done in post. All of the other sound effects, definitely done in post. And it doesn't, from what I heard of it, it doesn't sound, the sound design was fine. I think I think there was a little bit of like ambient noise and stuff like that, like intentional, like added ambient noise, not like room tone, which would not be good. But it was very minimal, and it didn't really need much of that. I did not listen to this with headphones, so I can't be sure. But yeah, I don't know. I liked the... there was nothing wrong with the sound, and that's a positive on a short film, because I've so many of these reviews, I'm sure, if you've been listening, have been like, the sound was weird, or even there were a few that I know I forgot to mention that the sound was really weird for whatever reason. This one, there's no edge to this sound in a bad way. There's no snags. There's nothing where you're like, what was that? So, the last thing that I wanted to talk about, I didn't want to talk to it. I wanted to talk about it. Oh, my brain today. Is, the Austin Thomas,
mm-hmm.
writer, director, actor.
Right.
So, he did all three parts, which I thought was, it's probably pretty common among a lot of short films, but
mm-hmm.
honestly, considering how well, the acting, I think, again, this must have been written to his strengths, and, he didn't write in a ton of lines for himself or something to get himself overwhelmed. I thought the emoting was pretty good.
Mm-hmm.
So that's great. Writing, again, little commonplace, but I mean, it's solid. And the directing was great. I thought the directing was really, really good.
Mm-hmm.
That initial shot, too, is really good. Sam has it pulled up right now.
Yeah.
That initial shot, I think, is really good. The very first shot that you see is professional as fuck.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that was one thing that kind of a little bit drove me crazy. So he gets a text message, from somebody who says he's his brother. And it's kind of neat. The shot is really good. It goes between him as he's getting this text message, and on one side of the screen it's him, and on the other side of the screen it's his phone. It's like just the display of what his phone is, and it's transparent. And basically they fade out the character when you're not supposed to be looking at the character, and they fade out the phone when you're not supposed to be looking at the phone. But the way the fade outs and fade ins on that work, sometimes they like seriously hurt my eyes a little bit. Did you have that?
Trying to look at the text.
When it's blurry,
makes you feel like you have cataracts.
Yeah.
And it kind of it hurts my. Maybe it's not even my eyes. Maybe it's my brain that doesn't like it.
Yeah. Well, yeah, it is.
Trying to decipher almost
what it's saying.
Almost text.
Almost text. Yeah. Your brain recognizes it as text, even though your eyes can't actually see it because it's blurred. So, see, for me, my eyes kept adjusting, trying to read that, and I wasn't even looking on that side of the screen. Right. I know what to look at, but some of the fade times on the fade up and fade down were too long.
It bothered me a little bit, but now that I don't have to look at it anymore,
right?
Less bothersome.
Yeah, it's true. But I did like the shot, and I liked how it was set up. I think one other thing that was weird is that the character is further in the background than the picture of the phone display that's partially transparent, which I liked that effect, was really close. So it felt like you're looking, in addition to the eyes sort of focusing, and defocusing on trying to get that text. You're also going from one distance to another because that's really close and the character is a little farther away. So I feel like if they had moved that shot in closer somehow, then, maybe instead of showing his full body as he's laying on a couch. So rather than showing his full body on the couch, maybe do like an upper body shot of him so that it feels like they're on the same plane. Does that kind of make sense? Mm-hmm. Or moving the phone further back. Either way, just the perspective was a little bit jarring. This is super, super, like, this is not something I would say of most short films. This is a criticism that is, like, very specific to, like, the skill level of this production.
The thing about it is, the shot is better wide.
Yes,
so it's bringing it closer wide. Makes it a less good shot, and I don't know if that was a factor at all, obviously. Right. I didn't do it, but that would be my argument.
No, I super love that shot. I think that shot's great.
Well, I guess I wasn't listening to what you were saying.
Well, no, I was saying just to put them on the same plane. Like, you could have moved the phone farther back or made it a little smaller on the screen to make it look like it's farther back. Like, just so that you don't have to keep shifting perspective from left to right and then shifting focus for...
But no.
Thanks, Sam.
I'm here to help.
Thanks for your input. I do super love that wide shot. It's a super great shot. Whether that phone was there or not, that's a really good shot. I just felt like the shifting perspective on top of the focus, the actual zoom, like focus of the shot was a little...
weird on your eyes.
Yeah, the combination of them specifically, but even really the one and the other themselves. But yeah, regardless, like, don't let that weigh too heavily. I know I spent time-wise, I spent a lot of time on that. I don't think it's a steep negative. It's just like the one part of the production value aspect, like the technical aspect, that I felt like could have kind of used a little bit of work was that one scene. And the fact that that's the biggest criticism that I can have of that is basically the biggest compliment I can give this thing. It's very polished. Was there anything else that you wanted to talk about with this?
Nah.
Okay. So that's our review of Hello Brother from 2018. I think it was posted in 2018. Yeah. I tried to look for an IMDb page. I did not see one. But yeah, this is, again, from the Austin Thomas Films or production? Films, okay. Austin Thomas Films page. Definitely worth your time to check this out. I think if you're looking for, like, sort of looking at what a polished version of a short film that is also clearly not, like, a huge budget piece.
Something that anybody with semi-okay equipment could do. Like, it seems pretty bare-boned in that way.
But it has so much polish. It has much more, like, you can't buy that kind of polish when you're making your own work. Like, that's something that, I mean, this person must have done a lot. I actually usually try to check out the YouTube pages, but I'm tired today, as I said. Like, the other stuff that they have, I know there are other films on his.
They probably did a lot of tests. Yeah. You could tell how that paid off for them.
Yeah, working.
There's a couple of videos talking about video tests and stuff, film tests and stuff like that.
Oh, cool.
So they probably just tested the location a lot. Until they got, a good...
What they were looking for.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's kind of cool, actually. I like that kind of, like, behind the scenes sort of, like, especially on low budget stuff, because, like, if I were to... I am one of those people who learns by doing a lot, and I've been identifying with that a lot more recently, just going through training at my new job and everything. How much more comfortable I am doing something than, like, trying to read about it or, learn about it in any other way. And, like, when they give you that look into how they did things and so forth, like, actual behind the scenes, but for things that you could achieve yourself, I think those are the most rewarding things that you can do, because you can really, like, not necessarily mimic, but you can follow the techniques and adapt them yourself. So, yeah, if you're into short filmmaking, it sounds like this is a really good resource for that. If they're showing that sort of stuff. So, yeah, is that? So, I know that I already said that was our review, but that was our review of Hello Brother from 2018. And that's our show. So if you liked this podcast, please rate, review, subscribe, whatever it is on whatever site that you found us. If you would like to help out the show, the best thing that you can do is to share it with someone that you love or with someone that you think would enjoy the show. If you would like to share it, and the person that you're trying to share it with doesn't have the same platform as you, or if you don't like the platform that you found us, we are on YouTube, Player FM, Apple Podcasts, Stitcher, Podcast Addict, and pretty much any podcatcher out there. If you would like to reach out to us on social media, you can do so on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram, and you can email me at reclusehorror@gmail.com. Again, thank you, Yolanda, for that letter. Email, rather. I don't know what year I thought it was just a minute ago, but...
That e-letter.
That e-letter, that electronic mail that you sent us. Yeah, is there anything else that you wanted to say?
No,
or
I'm dying, apparently.
Any Sam rants? Yeah, you're dying. I hope I didn't get you sick.
Me too.
You are coughing a bit. Stay away from me.
Two Halo brothers. They're brothers together.
They're brothers
Get
together.
it? There's two of them. Good night, everybody.
Yeah. And then Sam ran away. Samuel, say goodbye.
Goodbye. Say goodnight.
I know. Good night.
Barely goodbye.
Goodbye night.